Hey everyone, this is World Scanner, an Unreal Engine plugin that lets you create scan and reveal effects like this. In this video, I'll walk you through the built-in demo level, show you a practical example in an escape room scene, and teach you how to set it up from scratch in your own project. Let's get started. World Scanner comes with a demo level. Let me open it up. Section 1 uses a controller, a standalone actor placed in the level. When triggered, the scan expands and reveals objects. After reaching max radius, it holds, then resets. Section 2 uses a component attached directly to an actor. Same result, but self-contained within the actor's blueprint. Both approaches work exactly the same way. I'll walk you through the setup details later. Now let me show you a more practical example. This is a simple escape room scene. We have a small room with some basic furniture, a sofa, a table, a TV, and some items on the table. But right now, you can't see most of these objects. They're hidden by the scan mask. The player needs to scan the room to discover them. When the player triggers a scan, the effect expands outward and reveals hidden objects one by one. Notice how objects closer to the player appear first, and objects further away appear later. This creates a natural discovery feeling. I'm using ease out here so the scan starts fast and slows down as it expands. You can try different easing options to see what fits your game. You could imagine a clue written on the wall or a key hidden behind the sofa. The player has to scan around the room to find everything they need to escape. Now here's where the events come in. Let me show you a simple but practical use case. See the door over there? It has a red light above it. I want that light to turn green when the player completes a scan. In the level blueprint, I get a reference to the player's scanner component and bind to the OnScanComplete event. In the callback, I change the light color from red to green. Let's see it in action. The player scans the room. Objects get revealed. And the moment the scan completes, the light turns green. With just a few blueprint nodes, we've connected the scan to game logic. You could extend this to open doors, trigger sounds, or anything else. That's the power of combining the scan effect with events. You can also use this in a completely different way. Here, I've set a small radius with a longer duration and added a semi-transparent sphere around the character. Now, instead of scanning the whole room at once, the player can only see what's right around them. It turns the same plugin into a local exploration tool just by changing a few settings. Let me show you how to set this up in your own project. First, install the plugin from the marketplace and enable it in your project. You might need to restart the editor. Method 1 is the controller approach. Go to the World Scanner content folder and drag BP Scanner Controller into your level. In the Details panel, the most important thing is to assign MPC Scan to the scanner MPC property. Without this, nothing will work. You can adjust the max radius, expand speed, and easing to fit your needs. And if you want the scan to follow a specific actor, just set the Follow Actor property. To trigger it, open your level blueprint. On a key press event, get a reference to the scanner controller and call Start Scan. Let's play and test it. Press the key, and there it is. Method 2 is the component approach. Open your character blueprint and add a scanner component. Same thing here. Assign MPC Scan in the Details panel. Then, on an input event, just call Start Scan on the component. No need to find or reference an external actor. Everything is self-contained within the blueprint. Both methods work exactly the same way. The controller is great when you want a standalone scan point in your level. The component is cleaner when the scan is part of an actor's built-in ability. Now we need to make objects react to the scan. Open the material of any object you want to hide. Set the blend mode to masked, then add the material function node. This is the core of the plugin. Connect the mask soft output to the opacity mask input. The mask soft gives you a smooth transition. If you want a sharp edge, use mask hard instead. Your existing base color and textures stay exactly as they are. The plugin also includes Master Scannable as a reference sample, so you can check how it's set up if you need a working example. Play the level, trigger a scan, and your object will appear as the scan passes through it. One important tip: World Scanner only controls the visual appearance. It hides objects visually using the material mask, but their collision is still active. So the player can bump into invisible objects, which is not great. Here's how to fix it. Select all the objects you want to hide and add an actor tag called Hidden. Then set their collision preset to no collision. Now, if you want collision to come back after the scan reveals them, open the level blueprint. Get a reference to the player's scanner component and bind to the OnScanComplete event. In the callback, use getAllActors with tag and pass in hidden. Then, for each loop through them, get the static mesh component and call setCollision enabled to query and physics. Now objects are walk-throughable when hidden and solid once the scan completes. Much more polished. That's World Scanner, a simple and flexible scan and reveal plugin for Unreal Engine. It supports both controller and component workflows, comes with events, easing options, and works with UE 5.5 through 5.7. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. And if you found this useful, please consider leaving a review on the marketplace. Thanks for watching. See you next time.